Hello friends, Klaige back, and today I'm going to do a short commentary on the last set of a 3v3 exhibition that we did yesterday on Sunday. There has been a series of character versus character 3v3 team exhibitions going on in the +R community, and I was asked to be part of Team Anji. So I want to break down the very last set of this exhibition that I played in against Woocash. But before we get too far into it, first and foremost, I want to give shoutouts to my Anji teammates, FNMLeo and JoeFish. They spent a lot of time the last couple weeks going over this matchup with me, and we shared a lot of replays, talked a lot of strategies, and helped me form some really new approaches to this matchup. Because for those of you who don't know, if you haven't watched my matchup breakdown chart for Anji or haven't been following +R for very long, Baiken is notoriously a awful matchup for Anji, one of his most difficult. When I say awful, I mean it's a 4-6. It's not unwinnable by any stretch, but Baiken is a very, very effective character at shutting down the things Anji wants to do, and she mutes a lot of his big strengths. Okazeme is not nearly as strong on her because of her guard counters. We can't try and crank her guard bar by extending pressure and frame traps, again, because of her guard counters. So this is notoriously a difficult matchup, and even more so, I have never had success against Woocash. He has basically owned me for free since I started playing +R again. He's been playing for a long time. He's basically been playing +R fairly consistently since the game came out over in the Chicago area, and is easily who I would consider to be the best Baiken in North America. Consistently a top performer in tournaments. Just recently won CEOtaku outright for one of his first major wins, and is a very, very strong player. And to even add to the difficulty of this situation, if you don't know, his secondary is Anji, and his Anji is almost as strong as his Baiken. So he's very well versed in what our character does. So if you want to watch the whole exhibition, it's over on twitch.tv/tspinfgc. That's where the exhibition took place. I'm just going to show this last set because I'll explain the format that this is played in. So it's 2 teams of 3, you know, full character. So 3 Anji players versus 3 Baiken players. And how it works is you play, and it's a first to 2, so, you know, best of 3 set. Whoever wins stays on the setup. The person who loses a life, and as soon as you lose 2 lives, you're eliminated. So the last team with a member standing wins, basically. It's basically a race to 6 sets. First team to take all 6 lives from the opposing team wins the set. So this thing went down to the very, very end. I only played twice. Both times were against Woocash. We started out sending Leo up. Leo took lives off the first 2 Baiken players, WS Undertow and Tazriel, who are both also very solid Baikens. So he got us off to a nice 2-0 lead. Then he took Woocash to a very close set. Woocash ended up taking that. Leo dropped his first life. JoeFish came up after that, dropped his first life to Woocash. I took my shot at Woocash, and I'm not going to show anything from that set because basically I got washed. It wasn't very pretty. I didn't play particularly well, and it was an easy 2-0 for Woocash. So immediately we go from 2-0 down to losing 2-3. Leo, who basically carried us on his back for most of this thing, stepped back up, got Woocash the second time around. So now it's an even thing. Both teams are sitting with all 3 players, each with 1 life left. Leo proceeds to take the last lives from both Undertow and Tazriel, so now it's literally just Woocash against the 3 of us. Leo, Joe, and myself, each with 1 life left. Leo and Woocash play for a third set. It's really, really close. Woocash ends up taking that win, so Leo's done, out of lives. JoeFish went up again, made some few dents, and gave me some really good ideas to try and adjust my approach, but ended up falling. So it came down to me versus Woocash. 1 life left each. First 1 to 2 wins the whole exhibition and gets some glory, so to speak. We weren't playing for anything, no money on the line or anything like that, but the +R community loves doing these kind of exhibitions and fun things, and they're really a good time. I really like these unique formats. So I'm going to show you this set I played with Woocash. and kind of break down my approach and what I was thinking and how this matchup went down. I think this is a matchup that most Anji players, when they are getting familiar with the character, and even once you get to like that mid-level and are starting to get over the hump and really starting to learn how to maximize Anji's tools, this matchup will stonewall you for a long time. It's very difficult. It has a lot of pitfalls that are easy to fall into. And obviously, again, it's much worse when you're playing someone who, one, just won the last +R major, and two, is one of the strongest players on the continent, straight up. You know, playing a character that your character doesn't notoriously fight very well. So I'm going to go through this utilizing +R's replay mode, which is incredibly robust. I might talk a little bit of that as we go, but I just want to kind of go through this. So let's jump in. It's just a first three. It's just like we're playing a tournament set. So we'll get things running here. So like I said, first set together, we got Wash, and right off the bat, I want to highlight this. I played somewhat patient that first set, but not patient enough. You have to be incredibly patient against Baiken when you're playing Anji. You can't overextend. You can't try to get too cute, because one of the biggest problems with this, aside from the fact that guard cancels really mess up a lot of what Anji does, is that Baiken's risk-reward is so skewed in her favor because things like Totemi are so strong in +R. Her Totemi on counter hit is an untechable wall bounce that for 25% she can convert into massive damage anywhere on the screen. If she's in the corner, she doesn't even have to use meter. And Totemi is very, very safe. It's a very difficult tool to punish, even if it's whiffed. So getting around that is step one. So the first thing I do in this set is I commit a lot to that /6S. 6S is a great harassment tool for Anji. It has auto guard on it, so it can get through Totemi hitboxes once in a while. And oftentimes I'm just going to cancel in the down forward kick to kind of cover space. So get a throw. This is the next important part about this. So if you don't know a lot about Baiken and +R, Baiken has meterless guard cancels. Think alpha counters from the Street Fighter Alpha series. She has multiple different counters she can do out of block, and she can do them for free at any time. Anytime she's in block stun, she has access to these. Most of them have iframes on them. Some of them lead to gigantic rewards on counter hit. Some just get her an evasion to kind of reset the situation. But anytime you run any kind of Okazeme on Baiken, you are playing a mind game, and it's not necessarily a mix-up in your favor. Butterfly is a perfect example of this. So if you throw Butterfly and you do a standard Anji, action after this where you dash up and try to maintain pressure and maybe do a mix-up with the Butterfly on top of them, you are basically waving a giant neon sign that says, Baiken, please guard cancel me. So I still like to use Butterfly. Butterfly Okazeme is my strongest aspect of playing Anji. It's what I base my entire game plan with this character around in most matchups, is forcing people to block Butterfly and then putting them in an uncomfortable situation where they're blocking a lot, having their guard gauge get raised, and hopefully eventually opening them up or resetting them back into the same situation with Butterfly and forcing them to be on the defensive as long as I can until I score a big hit and hopefully cash out damage for it. With Baiken, the safest way to apply Butterfly pressure is basically to throw it and stand there and play a game of chicken and say, I dare you to guard cancel at me. Because if you're standing at max range, Baiken's guard cancels aren't that threatening, and you do have ways to combat them and even punish them if you're paying attention. So right off the bat, I get this early throw, and I say, all right, let's go. Let's play the game of chicken. So I throw Butterfly. I get exactly what I want. I get Woocash to commit to doing Orin, which is the highest risk, highest reward guard cancel Baiken has. This is a cross-up that you have to block the other way. I happen to instant block it, which is nice. But if you block this, it's a super punish. I probably should have been baiting burst here. Most Baikens, if they eat that counter hit, they're going to burst. So I should have done like stand S into a jump and just blocked the burst and taken the reset. But at this point, I was so happy that I actually got Orin to come out. I tried to just get my combo, get bursted. So get reset back to neutral. And now pressure begins. Same thing. This is me committing to playing patient and using, let's get out of slow mo here, using 6S. So dash up, 6S. Auto guard comes out to challenge Baiken's far S, which is an amazing poke, by the way. Baiken far S, super, super good, just mid-range, cover a lot of horizontal space poke. So I auto guard. Do so, run up, get another float. Let's play chicken again. This time, Woocash says, all right, well, I'm not going to take a big risk. I'm going to just jump back, buffer a slash back, and we go back to neutral. So me trying to get over Totemi, I do. This is probably a mistake on my part. So I get this hit. This is really good. I get counter hit as. And I don't confirm it very well. I go into 2P, 2P. I could have easily done 5P, or 5S, 5H. I could have killed from here, basically. If I land here, and I'll show you how powerful +R's replay system is, but I call out a horizontal poke, right? Totemi comes out, I air dash over, and I get in. So, okay, I set butterfly, but what do I get for this? Not much. I have to sit and play chicken with the butterfly again. Well, something that's really amazing about the +R replay system is that you can go into your replays and you can take control of what you're doing. So I can literally hit this button, and now I'm going to be playing Anji again while the Baiken replay is still playing out, as if it were just showing me what happened. So if I actually confirm this properly, let's see. Let's have this. Let's have this pause. I'm gonna back this up like right here. Okay, jump S is already coming out. So if I go and take control here, I should be able to. Yeah, we almost certainly can get a kill from this. Not quite there. What else can we do? That's not going to reach. Maybe could get a Fujin loop here. This might also work. We're just going to test for a minute. Late there. So we can get all of that. What else can we do here? That's a little high. So maybe not a full kill, but I could have gotten far more damage than what I did by just letting that play out as I did. We get force break green here. I'm pretty sure it's just going to cross under her. Okay, we can get this. Can we finish from there? Almost. Almost. Basically, there's a lot of ways I could have potentially gotten a kill here. But one, I just wanted to show you the power of being able to take control of your replays. It's an amazing tool. It's why the +R community is so strong now. Two, it's basically highlighting that I did not get near enough as I should have for this, and instead I take a knockdown and basically let Woocash get breathing room again, which is a mistake on my part. So I tried to Fujin here. This is one of the first things you have to learn this matchup. Doing this in neutral, Fujining in neutral is very, very, very much a you don't do this much. Baiken has a lot of moves that have a lot of active frames between Totemi, between Far S, between Stand Heavy. There's a lot of moves that will just stuff Fujin for free. And as you can see, I get smacked for trying it here. And I'm right back to here. Still have a nice life lead to work with, so things aren't too bad. And then... Baku. You want to know why Baiken's top 3 in this game? This thing right here. This is the big part of it. Baku is such a ridiculous guard counter. It's stupidly fast. The hitbox is gigantic. It only costs 25%. And it's only -3 on block. So you're not punishing. You can't do anything to this. And on counter hit, it's just a full confirm. Yeah, just one more time. I want you to see the damage I took because I let Baiken block a move. So I jump back, and I'm like, I'm going to do an anti-air, or I'm going to do a jump in. It'll be fine. And then I try to follow it up. I go from having a nice 60-65% life lead to essentially an even matchup. Dead angle, because I want some beating space. And then I'm able to get a punish here. You're going to see a lot of this going forward. So I get a dead angle and get a knockdown. This is important. So rather than trying to go up, set butterfly, which you're not going to get a good butterfly off dead angle anyway, I know that Baiken does not have 50% here. So I don't have to worry about Woocash reversal supering me. Baiken only really has one true reversal where she's going to wake up and do something that will iframe through your stuff, and that's her super. She has to be in block stun to access all her guard cancels, which is where most of her iframes are. So something you can do pretty common is commit to going up right in her face and either doing a low or doing a high like TK Orb. And making them guess, because Baikens want to block on their wake up. They want to block so they have access to their guard cancels. That is a situation in their favor. And normally you'd be like, Klaige, isn't that a great way to get reversal thrown? And you would be correct, but again, two things. One, Baikens want to block, so they are far less likely to reversal throw you than most characters are. Two, Anji has down forward kick, which is an in-throwable meaty low, and on counter hit, he gets gigantic reward. So that option alone basically gives you a lot more leeway to get away with going up and doing things like meaty lows that could be thrown. So I go up, do a meaty 2S, Woocash flinches here, maybe thinking I was going to do some kind of cancel or try to go into an orb afterwards. But 2S isn't jump cancelable, so I think this was just a flinch. I get the sweep, confirm it into slash Fujin, force break green, and then get a full confirm round 1. So I didn't get a single round of the first set, so this made me feel a lot better. I'm like, okay, we got something working here. So this is important. This will be on the test later, right? So I started off the first round, forward S, auto guard through the first poke, get a nice chunk of damage, get it a good spacing for Anji to play at. Woocash, again, plays Anji, knows the character quite well, goes, there's a dead zone at forward S right there, and if I just jump over it, I'm gonna get a free counter hit. So yeah, I start the round down 30% because he called me out doing the same opener twice, which is unfortunate. Nice faultless defense here by Woocash. This is a tech trap. He doesn't fall for it, which is good. Again, forward S, just occupying space. Just going, nope, no fly zone. I want to control his space. This is another situation of respecting what Baiken does. See, I just do sweep and do nothing here. I don't cancel on the stomp. I don't cancel on the butterfly. I don't cancel on the Fujin. That is respecting guard cancel. Sweep is a very punishable move on block. It's not great, but right now, Woocash is waiting to see if I'm going to go into kick stomp and try and cross him up, or if I'm going to go into punch stop and try and catch him sleeping, or if I'm going to try and hard slash Fujin. If he blocks any of those three things, it's a free guard cancel. Depending on the severity of how bad it's blocked and at what range, it might be a big punish. So I'm just like, I'm going to let this end, and let's go back to spacing. Nice stuff on the anti here with 5S. Not able to confirm anything off it, which is unfortunate for me. And Maku again. This is such a ridiculous tool. I did one poke. This is not me doing a long string. I backdash, try to take my turn after catching, making a jump S whiff, and immediately punished. Just smacked. I don't burst any of this because all of that was burst safe. If I burst, it's just going to whiff, and then I'm in a real bad spot. Really nice anti-air here. Just jabs at me. This is smart because here's the thing. Woocash and a lot of Baiken players, but Woocash in particular, is a master of if you jump at him and come down with an air normal, he'll just block and do the pinwheel guard counter, which is a hard knockdown, a chunk of damage, and it feels real bad. In this case, he sees that I might be going for an empty jump, and I am. I'm committing to try and either empty jump throw or empty jump low here to try and catch him just searching for that guard counter, and he just taps punch and swats me out of the sky. And then nice confirm. This all combos because Baiken things. And now I'm down pretty nasty amount of life. Unfortunate here. If I use Ko, I probably interrupt this. I went for So because I wasn't positive on it, and at least I'm not punished. And again, Fujin's a no-no in this matchup. You have to have a real good read on a bad Kibari chain or something if you want a Fujin. But I do get another, I do manage to get another auto guard and make the most of it here. So I missed the FRC, so I waste 25% meter. But nice confirm. And then right here, Baiken is really annoying because she is very hard to do own on at the end of combos because of her smaller hitbox. And so I'm like, well, Woocash has burst. I don't really like my situation here. So let's go ahead and take him in the air, even though this was a drop combo. He could have teched before hit 10. Didn't. Lucky for me. I go, all right, let's commit to a reset here. I don't just want to knock Woocash away for a few reasons. One, you look at the meter situation, missing that FRC on the auto guard counter means I'm down to no meter. I have no force breaks, nothing really in the tank here. Woocash is sitting on 50%. He has a burst, and I have no life left. So I don't really want to let Woocash escape at this point. If I do, it's going to be real hard for me to get another hit that's worth anything. Maybe if I do, I might get his burst. But for me to actually close out this round, I'm going to have to commit to some higher risk, kind of janky strategies. So I go, all right, let's go for a very, very old air throw reset. And sure enough, it works. So I just commit. I go jump kick, wait, air throw, grab the tech. Take my grab, and here I went for the same idea. I'm going to go high or low. Which one is it? Woocash correctly guesses low or reads. And yeah, Bako with the follow-up takes the round. So unfortunately the mix-up didn't work in my favor. I don't learn from my lessons in the last round and proceed to get hit by this again. Because I'm a dum-dum. Counter hit jump H is bad. This was a dangerous burst. This is a necessary burst. If I don't burst here, if that was a counter hit jump H starter, I'm losing 60%, possibly. Woocash is going to build enough meter if he needs it. This was I don't want to burst here, but I got it, so I did. Success, catching the air tech, which is good for me. Success again. Success in down forward kick, gets through the auto guard, or the guard counter, but I'm getting some pokes, but I'm not getting much for it, as you can see. I'm not really scoring that big counter hit and getting a lot of damage for my trouble. This was something I had made a mental note of, something I wanted to try. It didn't end up working. When you're in the corner like this, it's really common for Baiken at this range to just do Totemi, because it's really annoying to get around. Totemi has a massive hitbox. It's very disjointed, and it hits at differing times, even with small changes in distance or small changes to your own hitbox. So I had the brilliant idea. It's really hard to just forward kick and auto go through the Totemi. It's really hard. I don't know why. It's just very difficult. So I had a brilliant idea between sets, be like, what if I do Stand Dust? Stand Dust is not auto guard frame 1, but it has a big window of auto guard, double-digit frames of auto guard after frame 4. So I'm like, I'll do that and try and auto guard through it. And I get counter hit, it doesn't work. I feel dumb. I get panicked here, so I try to kick stomp out. I get smacked by far S. Get thrown on the come down there. I have almost no life left. Run up dash throw. Woocash is very, very good at this. Just doing the run up throw break. This is really annoying for a lot of reasons. This works on wake up really well, but this also works really well in pressure. See the stop animation on Baiken's dash? See how she's just floating for no particular reason? That's important. That will low crush. You throw any kind of decent low at this, it just whiffs. It whiffs completely. And you get chucked anyway. So now I have no life. Literally no life. And yeah, get poked with low S. And so we are down to our last point here. If I lose another game, donezo. But Team Baiken wins the exhibition, and we would fall basically entirely to Woocash. Woocash would have gotten all 6 wins by himself. So I'm like, all right, there were some things I liked about what I did there. I just have to continue adjusting. Same thing. This is a good adjustment by Woocash. Last time I did this at a range where I don't have 25%, so I can't cancel so. I'm not going to be able to do 5P, the link of 5P into sweep here, because Baiken's too short. 5P just whiffs on her. So, unfortunately, I have to just dash in and follow up my hit stop here. Last time I did this, I was able to run up, do it, and throw him, because Baiken's not going to push buttons here. She's down frames. She's down a lot of frames. She's got hit with so. Woocash realizes that was my plan last time, knows I can't follow this up, and this time jumps back, which is really smart. I don't get too punished for it, so I'll take it. Another case of far S here. Really good poke. I just lose this poke exchange. Feels bad. Thankfully, there's not a lot you can get for that. So here, I'm just kind of going up and air-to-airing, trying to keep him from pushing me in the corner. Look for an air throw, don't get it. All right, get a knockdown. Same thing. I am just committing to, I'm going to do lower or high here. This one's a little too obvious because at this range where I walk up to, it's pretty obvious that I'm going to commit to a low. I could reach him with the overhead with down forward punch, but I'm not going to get anything for it. I don't have meter to cancel it. It's not going to be a counter hit because Woocash is not going to be pushing buttons. So he just goes, this is a low. I'm going to block low and guard counter. And now I'm in the corner. This time I correctly do not try to do anything cute with Tadami after I block it. I just go, I'm going to super jump kick out. If he tries to air me, he'll probably lose. I again go into just a bunch of punches. You might be like, Klaige, why didn't you do like kick slash, dust or kick slash heavy and try and tech trap? I am doing a couple things here. One, I am daring Woocash to burst here. Because jump punch will just go through a burst if it happens. Two, it allows me to try and set up for an air throw reset. I don't get it. But that was the mindset there. Again, my forward S loses to his far S. Get another counter poke. So I go into Fujin, RC to keep myself safe. This was unfortunate. This is a failed TK orb. I was trying to just do instant orb overhead. I whiff on it. Might have been a blessing in disguise because does Woocash duck? He does briefly, very briefly. So it might have hit, but it would have had to have been a counter hit or I wasn't getting anything. So I get caught on the backdash. Thankfully not a full confirm. That could have been really bad. Block Orin. This time I do bait the burst. I just don't punish it worth a damn. I should have stood up and did 5P or 5S. But luckily, my failed punish turns into me just making shit up on the fly. So I go into a cross-up. And I'm like, I got him. Nope, don't. Jump and stall combos with momentum preserves. Sometimes whiff on Baiken, and I leave him with a little bit of life. So I'm like, all right, that's not good. There we go. Good old 6S. This time I beat far S. CNC 6S is getting me a lot of mileage right now. It's kind of what I'm basing my base game plan around. Same thing, I do it again. Just harassing, not trying to score big damage here. Get a knockdown. Dare him to do something. Forward punch. This was a conscious decision on my part. I'm like, okay, I've done a bunch of annoying things, but I haven't gotten a big confirm yet, right? But at this point, if I'm Woocash, I'm annoyed. I've gotten poked like 4 straight times. Nothing is really working well. So he's going to be looking to do something. He's probably going to be a little bit more proactive at this point, just because that's a natural inclination. So I take the read that I can probably go up and be a little more aggressive here and maybe catch him with a much stronger counter hit for something good. So I go in and just commit to a forward punch in neutral. And it beats right through. I get a knockdown. We do TK orb. Little shimmy. TK orb again. Hey, easy game. Easy game, easy life, right? This is literally just... This whole matchup is all about field and reads. This is just me banking on some ideas. This is basically 3 good reads in a row is what I needed. So I do butterfly. I say, just go up and forward punch him. Look for the counter hit. Even if it's not a counter hit, if you're close enough, confirm it to stand heavy. Take your knockdown. And now I can start this nonsense. Go right up on top of him. Both things are on the table here. I could do a meaty low, or I could do overhead. Overhead. Cool. It works. Awesome. Now I have meter. The next overhead is really threatening because if it hits, I can RC it. So, again, just a little shimmy, just something to make him think about what I'm going to do. Because when you see your opponent doing this, you're like, okay, what the hell is going on? Do it again. This time we RC it because we have the meter. All I have to do is finish the confirm. We good. First game I've gotten off Woocash all day. First game I've gotten off Woocash in a while, to be perfectly honest. I have never, I want to make this very clear, I've never taken a set off Woocash. Not once. We've played a couple longer sets, and I've gotten games here and there. I've never won a 2 out of 3 set or won anything close to a long set against Woocash. So we're in the final game. Final game of the exhibition. There's nothing less. Remember what I said about stuff being on the test earlier? So the last game, both rounds I did forward S, right? Forward S, swatted him out things. The game before, he's just like, okay, do forward S. I'm going to just counter. I'm going to jump at you, hit jump heavy, and counter hit. So I go, again, after making 3 good reads the last game, I go, I bet Woocash is going to jump over forward S. I am going to hold back, see if he jumps. As soon as I see him hit the air, I'm hitting 5D. Because remember, like I said earlier, 5D has a bunch of auto guard frames on it. So I'm like, I bet I can auto guard, get a bunch of meter to start the round. So I go, boink, there it is, auto guard. I don't get all the hits, which is unfortunate, because I hit Baiken so high, and she's such a small hitbox that I don't get the full combo. But I still get 25% to start the round off, and that's all right. This is me showing a different look. I've been committing to not doing much Fujin, and because it's gotten sworded. I get in, and I just hop at him and throw him. Go, let's go. Same thing here, kind of daring him to auto guard or guard counter. I jump out because I don't like the situation. Counter hit, this is going to hurt. If Woocash is like a step further forward, like this frame I paused down, this is pretty much the Baiken Anji matchup in a nutshell. It's just, oh look, I'm about to face plant on a katana. Help. We're lucky. We're very lucky that he was just out of range. It doesn't reach, so I don't die for that. I could have easily taken 60%. Baku, full confirm. Just out of range for this to get the launcher. I'm very lucky. We take that. I've dodged 2 big bullets here. I could be mostly dead at this point. This time, catch him flinching on a Fujin. This was supposed to be running Fujin. If I hit running Fujin, I could have done a truck here. But I just did not get the running motion out. Let's take control of this so you can see what I'm talking about. This is I've talked about this in the specials guide, but it is very, very useful to learn how to do running Fujin. You just do quarter circle forward, tap forward again, then hit heavy slash, and you'll get more distance on the Fujin. Let's see, that's a little too early for... So let's rewind. That'll work. All right, so we're going to take control here. You can also just get stand heavy. If I can do this today. Apparently I can't. There we go. But I could have gotten that for 1. Stuff like that. Running Fujin is super important. Super, super important thing to learn. Just for these kind of confirms. It's really awkward to try and pick this up off a replay, which is why I'm missing it more than I would like to admit, but... again, this is why this is useful. You can practice things like this. I hit really low. I'm actually shocked that worked. See right there, didn't get the run. Not enough of a run. Could also have done that, taken the butterfly. But you get the idea. Definitely could have been a much stronger punish than what I got here. But I take what I get, go up, go low. This was an overcommit. I get close, I get Fujin blocked, and I go, all right, let's just try and do something safe. Oh, God. Counter hit Orin hurts. Luckily, Woocash drops the combo. I get away with it. Get a little wiggle room here. This was another ill-advised attempt. I don't know why I thought down forward kick was going to go through this. Down forward kick is low auto guard. Toddy is not a low. That was dumb. I didn't get punished for it. So this probably looks a little weird. I get my auto guard. I missed the FRC again, which is unfortunate. So I cost myself 4 meter. But I see this and I go, I can't just dash up here because there is a very good chance Woocash might try and burst. And it's going to be really hard to bait it if I'm just blatantly dashing forward. So I opt to go max range, 2S, 2D, see if I can get him to burst. And then in my mind, I'm like, oh, you can extend this. Just do slash Fujin force break green. And my hands decide to be completely stupid and go against my mind and do hard slash Fujin, which OTGs and gets me nothing, so I lose my target. I could have also killed there. In fact, let's see if that would have worked. Let's see if my brain is actually correct, and I truly was betrayed by my hands. But let's see if we... Let's go. So if we go from here... That OTG'd. Oh, yeah. Easy. Easy. Easy confirmed for a kill. Yeah, free. All I had to do was hit the right button. That's all I had to do. But I was also incredibly nervous, so... And sometimes when you're incredibly nervous, you make mistakes. This was a mistake. They happen. So now I have to try and get this last bit of life. I get counter-poked in the air. I'm like, don't burst. Do not burst here. Bursting is wrong. I commit to that. Get a nice little jump punch there. Auto guard through force break Totomy. Jump out of force break Totomy. Now we're playing on magic pixels. Get a hit. Dodge the last bit of magic pixel. And thank you, forward S. Barely get this to hit. This is real close to hitting forward S's dead zone. I am honestly shocked this worked, and I think the only reason it did is because Woocash got so deep with Kirei Totomy here, the instant air dash Totomy, that he actually went through my hitbox. So this was lucky. Both of us committed to, all right, this ends now. One of us is getting this round. Mine came out ahead. I'll take it. It was very fortunate. Very fortunate. But now I'm on exhibition point, and that's pretty cool. So this time, again, going back to the mind games thing, playing Baiken is just a lot of mind games and a lot of reads. I go, all right, he got punished for jumping at me. He's going to go back to Totomy. He did. Hooray. I'm a genius. Get a counter hit Fujin. Only unfortunate part about counter hit Fujin here is I don't trust myself to get much, so I just go into regular Reen. I probably could have confirmed this into more, but I wasn't exactly expecting this to be a counter hit. So this was just a delayed confirm. Let's see if I could have done hop into something bigger. Oh yeah, easily. Could have done that. Could we get... I wonder if we can get forward heavy here. I don't think that's going to work this far outside the corner, but I am curious. Yeah, that's going to fall. Okay, so I could have done that. I don't know if I can get the pickup after that or not, though. Oh, yeah. That would have dropped. Okay, because he bursts. Yep. Also, Crowder could have just got kick slash own. Nope. Yeah, okay, it would have worked, actually. Would have been early enough in the combo to function. That time it dropped. That also works. But anyway, could have got more than I did. But, you know, we take the regular Reen. It's a knockdown. It's not nothing. And allows me to go up and start this. This is an important counter hit confirmed to learn. If you counter hit TK Orb, they bounce to the moon. And you don't need meter to confirm off this. I don't know why I'm good at confirming this, because let me tell you, hit confirming is not one of my strengths as a player. It is not something I thrive on. I'm very weak overall at hit confirms. But for whatever reason, I have a really good feel for noticing the counter hit on this and always confirming it. What would have been better is if I would have baited this burst. But I was just so glad I got the counter hit that I don't. So a good burst by Woocash. He reads that I wasn't baiting and gets out. This was super important. So something that all of us were getting hit by, especially early on in the sets where Leo played Woocash, Fish played Woocash, and my first set with Woocash. Woocash loves to do Suzerain and run up and challenge you by sometimes doing run into Baku, because when Baiken does Suzerain, which is the command run, where she puts the sword out in front of her, it has auto guard on it, like Anji does, but not against lows. She can break out of this with any of her guard counters, and early against Leo, Woocash was starting to do Suzerain into, like, Baku, or Suzerain into the stab counter, Sakura. But the most common things Baiken will do is they'll run at you and throw you, because Baiken's throw is very rewarding. It gets you to the corner, which is exactly where she wants you. And if you try and poke through it, you lose most of the time. So I made a conscious decision that I'm like, if I see Suzerain in pressure, I need to be mashing on down forward kick. And there are two reasons this is a great option. One, it's a low, so it will stuff Suzerain. Two, even if I'm late on it, if he tries to throw, down forward kick's throw invulnerable. So I'm just like, just use 3K. Just do it. I don't get a counter hit, but it does get me out of Suzerain. This was lucky. Woocash went to Pinwheel, guard counter this. If he does Sakura, I lose for free. But I get away with it, get a knockdown, start the mind game. This is just me giving respect. You know, I take my knockdown, and I go, I want to put the butterfly because I'm comfortable with the situation, but I'm not committing to anything. I'm going to see if I can get Woocash to do one of a few things. Try to guard cancel, and then keep himself safe with meter, because right now he has 50%. I would love to get him to be tempted to Orin or Sakura and be able to block it, and then force him to Roman cancel it and be out of meter. If he's out of meter, that's really good for me in this situation. Woocash smartly just jumps up back and says, nah, I'm not playing right now. This was me. Woocash hadn't shown this much. He had not done run-up forward kick, Baiken's forward kick, like our down forward kick, throw invulnerable. So I tried to wake up throw here, counter hit, and I'm just like, I have to burst. I just got to. So I did. It wasn't baited. I get a Fujin. Dumb. You're dumb, Klaige. You're dumb. This is death. The game was over here. I just did not trust myself to extend this combo. I had every way under the sun to finish the round here, and I was starting to shake so bad at this point that I'm just like, well, I'll just take a knockdown. But let's go through all the ways Klaige could have ended the round and won the exhibition right here and now. So if I just, like, dash forward, if I can finish it. Let me back this up a little bit, because this is a weird part to do the dash buffer out of. Okay, this will be better. I think it's better. Maybe not. That drops. Kick slash, maybe? That's not quite enough. Okay, this is actually harder than I thought it was, so I feel a little bit less bad. But still bad. That's not quite enough. Nothing reaches there. So maybe I couldn't have done it with a jump install. What if I just did running Fujin? Oh, for crying out loud. That was too early. I have another idea, actually. That plummet's too fast, okay. That drops. Man, my running Fujins are terrible today, so maybe I wasn't going to hit this even if I tried. I guess I feel a little bit better about it seeing this. Of course, I'm also trying to record a video and talk, so that's part of it. I could have done this, but I killed from here. Almost. That would have worked. That's not quite enough. I don't know why I'm so bad. This is the side I'm usually good at running Fujin, too. There we go. That would have worked just fine. So yeah, plenty of ways I could have, one, at least got a lot more damage, but two, I definitely could have killed from here if I'm paying attention. Yeah, that would have been enough. Yeah, we had a lot of ways to end there, and just didn't. So I'm like, well, butterfly, get Baku'd, feels real bad. So this is the follow-up to Baku. This does two things. One, it seals out my button. I no longer have a slash button. Two, I can't dash. I cannot jump, I cannot dash. All I can do is walk. I am completely stuck otherwise. So right out the gate, I'm like, well, good job, idiot. You didn't kill, so this feels bad. But I commit to him following this up since he knows I don't have a button. He's going to try and throw because it gets him in the corner and a lot of damage. So I panic mash and get away with it. This is another one. Could have ended the round here. If I just do like 2P, 2P, stand S into a confirm, easy. Oh, I don't have stand S. Never mind. That wouldn't have worked. Okay, never mind. I'm a genius. But I could have done that. But yeah, not having a slash button. You see how close I was to getting thrown, by the way. So I just take what I can get there. I was thinking I could have gotten more, but no, I couldn't. My slash button was locked out. So maybe I recognized that in the time and just forgot. Same thing here. I see Suzerain, and I'm just like, no, please no. And I mash it out. Also, I want you to note, I'm still locked out. I still can't jump, still can't dash. Still don't have a slash button. This goes on forever. I'm finally out of it. This was really scary. At this point, I'll be real with you all. I couldn't hold my stick. I was shaking so bad because, again, I've never gotten a set off Woocash. Woocash just won the last plus R major. I'm trying to not get skunked in this exhibition and have us, have me get no wins for this team. And so I'm just like, oh my god, you just have to hit him once. You just have to hit him once. So I get a cross up after he whiffs far S and get clashed. And I'm like, I didn't quite make that noise, but in my brain it was a lot screamier and louder. So clash happens, trying to be patient, waiting, being patient. At this point, I'm just like, just get away from me. I don't want to deal with this, get away from me. So at dead angle, get counter hit by the Totemi, so he's immediately back in. Get hit. Able to jump out. I'm just looking for a hit. Just looking for a hit. Just looking for a hit. Get hit. Get run up thrown. I'm panicking right now. So at this point, I'm like, Klaige, you have to hit him. If you let him run this back, there is no chance in hell you're winning this third round because you will have let this completely slip away. And this, I got lucky. This was 100%. Woocash had me dead to rights here. This is stand punch into TK Yozansen. He missed the input. And he gets a super jump. If he gets TK Yozansen, I'm not standing up. I get hit by it. Guaranteed I get hit by it. I even try and punch and lose badly. So if he gets 2K Yozansen, he Roman cancels, Totemi, I'm dead. There's no way I'm surviving that combo. He has enough to finish the job. But he whiffed a super jump into a slash, and I just poke. And hooray! I get something out of it. Just so there's music in the background while I'm finishing chatting here. But yeah, that's how it all ended. So first time ever I got a set off Woocash. Felt really good. I was really happy with the adjustments I made. I was not happy that I did not get some confirms. Definitely something to work on going forward. But I hadn't done a commentary video for a while. I know this is a very short set, but I thought it was one that's worth talking about and just kind of explaining what was going on. So hopefully you enjoyed this. Hopefully this gives a little insight to the Baiken Anji matchup. This matchup's hard. This is one of Anji's hardest matchups by far. I would rather fight Soul, personally, than fight Baiken. I have a much easier time fighting Souls at this point than I do Baiken. She challenges you in a lot of ways, and it's really difficult. But this exhibition and prepping for this exhibition was really good. Very helpful for me because now I have a lot better idea of how to approach this matchup. I have a lot more confidence about this matchup. I'm never going to be stoked to see a Baiken in my bracket if I'm playing in a tournament, but I don't feel like I'm dead to rights now. If I can get a set off Woocash, it means I can fight any Baiken I run into. Am I going to beat Woocash every time I see him now? Probably not. Woocash is incredibly good at adjusting, and I fully suspect that the next time we play, I will have to deal with some different things. But at least I don't feel like I auto-lose when I run into him now. And so this was a big win for me. This meant a lot to me. Even though it was just an exhibition, even though we were just basically playing for pride and nothing else, it felt really good to clutch this out and give Team Anji a win in this thing. We drew the short straw on this. I'm not going to lie. We drew a bad matchup playing Baiken. And again, it's one of the only times where the best player on the other team happens to be a top player of our own character. So it's like he knows the matchup inside and out. So we felt really good about winning this. It was a lot of fun. So good games again to Woocash, Tazriel, and Undertow. They all played really well. Definitely learned a lot from watching and playing all of them, and definitely going to try and get more sets in with all of them on net play so I can continue to adapt and improve and hopefully get more and more comfortable with this matchup. But it was a lot of fun. I'll have another exhibition coming up here in a couple weeks that I will definitely do some stuff for. And here in the near future, this week I'm going to be doing my first stream on YouTube of me playing +R, practicing. So I hope you'll tune in for that. Come check it out. If you want to support the channel at all, do a membership or just hang out in the stream and give the channel a little visibility, that'd be cool. I would definitely appreciate it. So feel free to check that out. And here in the near future, I am going to start working on the rest of the Anji guides. I'm going to be doing a guide for Auto Guard, a guide for Butterfly and General Okazeme, and a guide on 3S canceling. So those will all be here sooner or later. And here in the very near future with the Xrd rollback patch coming out, I will be doing a short video going over all the differences in system mechanics from Strive to Xrd. If you've played the older games that you played Xrd, you don't really need a primer on how Xrd system mechanics works. But it might be useful to get a little refresher. But for those of you who come to this channel because of the original Strive content and you're curious about checking out Guilty Gear Xrd when the rollback beta happens later this month, I'm going to do a short video showing all the differences between Xrd and Strive so you know what you're getting into, what's different, what you'll have to adjust to, stuff like that. So planning on trying to do that in the next week or two before the rollback beta happens. That's happening, I want to say the last week in October, something like that. I don't know if we have a hard date yet, but it'll be sometime late in October. But for now, I have talked way too long. This was a lot of talking for a 3-game set, but there was a lot to say about it. And it gave me a chance to really highlight the replay feature for everybody. If you're playing +R and you're not using the replay feature, use it. Oh my god, it's the best training tool in fighting games. There's nothing as powerful as being able to go into a match you played where you made a mistake or something didn't work the way you thought it did, and just taking over and trying new things. It's so helpful. It's why this game has gotten so much more fierce with its competition, because takeover replays, man, that's strong. That is a potent tool. So that's all I got for now. Appreciate y'all watching. Like and subscribe if you want, and support the channel if you'd like. Like I said, this is becoming not my full-time job, but I am going to try and make a little bit of a presence here on YouTube to make up for how much Twitch sucks. So yeah, look forward to the streams and more videos coming out soon. I'll definitely be posting up more match play sets and stuff in the interim when I get a chance. So yeah, hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. I'll try and get back to them when I can, and we'll see you this week for my first YouTube stream and some new videos coming here in the near future. So that's all I got. Y'all take care, be good to each other, and catch you on the next one. Peace, everybody.